Good afternoon. We're back. The audio on that last episode was trash. It turns out on OBS, I deleted the mic aux source, and then I added an audio input capture, and then for some reason in the audio mixer, the mic aux is still here, and I don't see a way to delete it. I can hide it, but I don't think that would get rid of it completely. Anyway, so that made it record from the desktop, or from my input device and from the speaker microphone. So, that's why last episode's audio was terrible. So anyway, I'm just gonna make a new episode so I can post at least one good episode today. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. So last episode I was trying to figure out the go-kart object thing. Like, how do I draw a go-kart? So I figured out I need to make a mesh instance, and I did this array mesh, which didn't make anything happen. So I'm gonna try instead a new cube mesh. And now I think I don't know. It seems like there's a way to do it in the mesh, but I just don't know how. So I'm going to do the smart thing and go to a tutorial. So let's go to Godot 3.2 mesh tutorial. Well, half an hour video. And I don't know if this will get copyrighted. This one says CC. Wow, are you allowed to show someone else's YouTube video in your YouTube video? Guess we'll find out. Oh, and he gets stuck with an ad.
Hello, this is Mike at Game from Scratch. Welcome back to our ongoing Godot tutorial series. Today we're going to continue looking at 3D. Specifically, we're going to look at loading static 3D meshes and then creating our own programmatically. And into port to OBJ forming, advanced animation, etc. are not supported, but it is often used for simple static 3D meshes, which is exactly what we're going to work with today. So we're going to go ahead and create one. Discrete was kind of up and coming, but not really a thing yet. And they export to UV image texture mapping, and so that's your texture. Smooth shading, if you use smooth shading. But
I mean, that's already what we have. I just don't see how.
Forget about our interfaces.
You model the shape. Maybe you don't.
Slightly more should be framed. And there. Okay. So there is our triangle. Now let me show you something very, very, very powerful. And it has a value.
Yeah, that
materials.
Just isn't what I want. Okay. Well, I'm back to this then. Like, how did... See, guys, I don't know what I'm doing in Godot either, so we're just gonna have to figure this out together. But how did the tow truck... Well, let's try this. On the go-kart, I'm gonna import... So I managed to export the tow truck. Alright, well, at least I can steal the tow truck mesh. But it's a .tres file, T-R-E-S, which is a mesh, I guess. But for some reason... Okay, wait, there's one here. Default environment. Yeah, like, in all of my files and stuff, I don't see those. So I just wonder where they came from, or how. Maybe they just, with this project, came, like, pre-installed somehow, and now I can't access them. But, oh well, that's a question. If anyone figures it out, feel free, post it in the comments. But anyway, at least my go-kart has a tow truck mesh on it now, I guess. See, that just doesn't feel great. I want to be able to make a different shape. New array mesh. maybe I'll fast forward through this part. Array mesh lets me add arrays for each data type. So if I had a point of all of the arrays for a shape, then I could import it. So importing 3D objects into let's just see how we do this. From a 3D
open it
model.
read
That's
only.
probably the best way we want to
And
do
I
it.
open it, and here you can see that there is a scene root imported and the mesh instance to import 3D models with textures. I have a simple empty scene here with a camera and a directional light, like the one I created in the previous tutorial for setting up a 3D scene. And the preview looks like this. I created a stone pillar model with Blender, exported it as OBJ, and also the textures, a diffuse and a normal map. So let's start with the textures and drag them right into the Godot resources. Ready, and now the same for the OBJ file. And perhaps you wonder why this OBJ is now imported as a scene. I can drag it into my current scene, but when I want to open it, I'm asked if I want to inherit a new scene or open it read-only. And I open it, and here you can see that there is a scene root imported and the mesh instance as a child. This is a new feature for Godot and the OBJ import to be able to export whole 3D scenes as OBJ and import them into Godot. But if you just want to import the mesh, you can select the Import tab, and instead of importing the scene, you choose OBJ as mesh.
Okay, well that was helpful. Yeah, I guess I really got thrown off here by the tow truck not having like an OBJ file, but it seems like they just made the OBJ into a mesh and then export the game with that, so we don't get any of the object files with this. So we will have to go into Blender to begin making our go-kart. And once again, I know almost nothing about Blender, so we'll see what we can do. I tried to make a spoon once so I could 3D print out a spoon because I forgot one for lunch. So that's about the extent of my Blender knowledge. But again, I just use a tutorial for that. Well, so I need to make a go-kart, so I'm just going to start general, the cube. I don't have a mouse right now, so this is going to be even harder, but if I knew all the keyboard shortcuts, it'd be fine, but I really don't. That's honestly the best advice if you want to learn Blender, is learn all the keyboard shortcuts. And this is a lot less intuitive to me than the other tool. I mean, Godot, like I've done Unity stuff before, so like the structure of that makes sense to me and other programming stuff, but this, I have no clue where to even start. So let's go modeling a go-kart in Blender. Dang, it's an hour-long video.
Hello and welcome to the latest Blender to Unity. In fact, why don't we do this? Let's just try that, GY. That's something more like what I was after. Look, this is much more like it. And G for now, okay. And the same for the top if I haven't done it already. Too far. Okay. Well, there you go. That looks to be a cube, if you understand what I'm saying there. In fact, why don't we do this? Why don't we go to N and do... there's a way that you can display the distances, the lengths. Let's just quickly find that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to help me that much. So I want to get into modeling, and I want to extrude this face. That doesn't do anything. I want to make sculpting. What about that? Okay, I had to pause the video because we have a little puppy that bolted. So had to, sorry for that little interlude. But yeah, figuring out Blender, I mean, this is going to be its own thing here. I mean, modeling seems similar to 3D modeling to me. So how do I make a sketch? I want to select, add a plane, and then I want to be able to extrude okay. Alright, now I'm just okay. So that was interesting. Okay, so that plane that I made, I'm gonna Control Z all the way back and get rid of it. There's like a timeline somewhere. Anyway, so I want to select, I just want to extrude this face there. Push, pull, shrink, flatten. No. So it adds a plane in the middle when I do that, which isn't what I want to do. I also don't know how to, middle click is rotate menu, and I don't have a middle click. I need to get a mouse. Alright, one second, I'm gonna get a mouse. Okay, now I have a mouse, so I can actually rotate my screen. Awesome. I should still learn some keyboard shortcuts, but that's, I don't really know. I guess I have to just study them and then test them out, watch a different YouTube video. Anyway, I want to move my, seems like I can move my cursor, whatever that means. But I can put it right here, and then I still want to add a plane. Okay, so it added the plane right where my cursor was. Then can I select these points? How do I move them around? Well, can I at least extrude this plane? No. See, I'm too used to like 3D CAD modeling. I haven't gotten used to what Blender does yet. I don't have a reference for it. If I just want to pull this point, add modifier, Sculpting seems to do something. But not in the way that I want, you know? So it's obviously edit mode. That's what I want. Extrude a face, that's what I want to do. But how do I make a face on this object? Insert new faces into selected face. How do I select it? Hopelessly lost on Blender here. I want to end the video on a positive note, so extrude a face Blender. Maybe Google. Select your object and tab into edit mode. Select the vertices, edges, or faces you want to extrude. Edit mode. Select what I want to extrude. And then click extrude region. There we go. So, you have to use the select tool. I'm stupid. Well, I'm not stupid. I am learning a new tool, and that's what it takes. Alright, so anyway, so we did that. And then let's go, what's the keyboard shortcut for this? Shift spacebar. So I shift spacebar. Oh, no, that's, or B. Okay, so I'm going to hit B to get an edit box. And then now I can put some new dots. So I guess I want to cut from here to here now. So let's try. So I'm going to select, I hit B, and then I select this, and shift, B. Okay, so I selected those two, and then I want to add a plane. No, that adds it to where the cursor is. So add, no, a face. Nope. Okay, well, it selects that face. So vertex, new edge slash face from vertices. Ooh, that's a good one. F. Alright, so I'm gonna select this, and then hit F. There we go, perfect. Alright, so F gave me what I wanted, and now I want to select. So I'm holding shift here to select multiple things, and now these three things I want to extrude the face. Not exactly, huh? Oh, because somehow I selected this object as well. So B, hold shift, I just want these three dots, somehow I got that last one there. Then face, extrude face. So it's not an extrude though, it's an extrude cut. I want to get rid of that face, although that looks pretty cool. So how do I delete material now? So maybe purple, edge slice, slice that edge. Rip polygons and move the results. Sounds about right. So let's try that. So this dot, oops, gotta go back to the select tool, hit B. It's weird, it didn't move it. Okay, this, and this should give me a face. Looks like it does. And now I want to, I'm going to try to rip. Ripping didn't work. I guess let's get another, let's select another face right here. So new edge face from vertices. Maybe if I actually, now I'm going to try and selecting all 4 of these, and then I'm going to rip it. No, what if I selected everything and then I ripped it? That was interesting. Okay, I mean, sure, why not? So it's gonna look something like that. Oh, not like that. Something like this. But I don't want it to go sideways. I wonder how I keep, so I just gotta do it. One of these numbers has to go to 0. So there's a rip somewhere here, this. These numbers, the Z I think is what I want to keep at 0. Nope, that's not it. Like I'm gonna get it close, and then I'm just gonna change these numbers, hopefully. Okay, so this is the X direction I want zeroed. And I want it to look like that. Close as I'm gonna do for now. Okay, and then let's select, delete the vertices. Delete the edges. Oh, didn't work. Delete the vertices also. Delete the vertices. Okay. So that's gonna be my go-kart. Because yeah, 3D modeling is something, or using Blender is really new to me. But I'm happy. I did something, you know. It's better than nothing. Save as my go-kart. So that'll save the Blender file. And then next I want to export this as an OBJ file. Gokart.obj. I didn't really, yeah, I'm just doing it on the desktop. Okay, so now I can finally go back to Godot, and hopefully on my go-kart I can import an OBJ. So it said something about that, not quite sure. Load. Oh, I need to add it into here first. So open in File Manager. Big oof. School computers. Okay, so now I can didn't save it in the right desktop. That's weird. So let's put the go-kart object into this folder, and then hopefully it shows up in here. Go-kart object. Boom. I have my, ooh, it's kind of weird switching between controls of those two things. That's weird, you see that like residual shape there. But anyway, I'm gonna get it to line up with the box we made. It's a little off now. And also I probably want this just on the vehicle body, and I can delete this one now because the go-kart made a mesh for me. And you can see there's some, yeah, I'll mess with that model before the next episode, fix it up. But now I have a vehicle body that has a collision shape and a mesh file that I 3D modeled. And so the next step will be to add some wheels to this vehicle, and I'm making my own car. I'm getting there. Alright guys, hopefully this episode's a little better. Let us know what you're doing. Is anyone else using Godot? What are you learning? Let us know in the comments or post somewhere else, wherever you want. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I don't know if I'll post over the weekend, the official Saturday, Sunday. I know every day's the same now, but hopefully see you on Monday.